The day had started like any other aboard the Earth Defense Command Center, located on the dark side of the moon. Major Elara Quinn, a seasoned commander with a calm demeanor, was overseeing routine operations when an alert flashed on her console. At first, it seemed like just another deep space anomaly, but within moments, the nature of the threat became clear. A massive fleet belonging to the Galactic Empire had entered Earth's solar system without prior warning. "Prepare for defensive protocols," Elara ordered. The room was filled with the quiet hum of machines and the low chatter of her crew, but her voice cut through like a sharp blade. Everyone knew the gravity of the situation. For years, Earth had maintained a delicate neutrality in the Galactic Council, refusing to align with any major power, especially the Empire. The screen in front of Elara flickered as a message from the lead ship of the fleet was transmitted. The face of an Imperial officer appeared, his expression one of disdain. "Earth, you have been summoned by the Galactic Empire. We demand access to your planet, effective immediately," the officer said, his voice dripping with arrogance. Elara felt the surge of anger but kept her composure. "Earth is sovereign. You have no authority here. Turn back immediately, or we will consider this an act of aggression." The officer sneered. "Sovereign? Earth is but a backwater planet. The Empire needs resources, and you will comply or face the consequences." Without a word, Elara cut the transmission and turned to her crew. "They think we're defenseless, just another planet to pillage," she said softly. "Let's show them what humanity is capable of." As the Imperial fleet drew closer, Earth's defense systems came to life. Satellites armed with advanced energy weapons repositioned themselves, and space stations on high alert readied their shields. Earth had been preparing for this day for decades, not through brute force, but through ingenuity and creativity. On the surface of Earth, scientists worked furiously in hidden research facilities. Dr. Liam Tate, one of the top engineers at the Advanced Weapons Division, monitored the situation with a growing sense of determination. "It's time to unveil our secret project," he said to his team. The project, known as Aegis, was a planetary defense system like no other, designed to harness Earth's electromagnetic field and use it as a massive energy barrier. Back on the moon, Major Quinn stood before the command center's massive view screen, watching the Imperial ships approach. "Activate the Aegis," she ordered. From Earth's poles, massive towers powered up, generating a shield that enveloped the entire planet. The Galactic Empire had never seen anything like it. Their scanners, designed to pick up energy signatures, showed nothing. To the Empire, Earth looked unprotected. "Let them come closer," Elara said, a small smile forming. "They'll never see it coming." As the Empire's ships advanced, they opened fire, sending volleys of plasma energy toward Earth's defenses. The first few shots struck the invisible Aegis shield, dissipating harmlessly. The Empire's arrogance turned to confusion as their weapons had no effect. Major Quinn's heart raced, but she remained outwardly calm. "Target their lead ships," she instructed. From hidden bases on Earth's surface and stations orbiting the moon, a series of coordinated strikes began. Sleek, unmanned drones equipped with plasma disruptors and energy cannons launched silently into space. These drones, designed for stealth and precision, moved through the void like shadows. The Empire's fleet, still unaware of the full scale of Earth's defenses, continued their approach. They did not expect humanity to fight back, and certainly not with technology so advanced that it matched, if not exceeded, their own. As the drones reached their targets, they unleashed a devastating barrage. The first Imperial battleship exploded in a brilliant flash, sending shockwaves through the fleet. Panic spread among the Imperial officers as their ships were systematically destroyed. Within the Imperial command ship, chaos reigned. Admiral Koss, a towering figure known for his brutal tactics, stared in disbelief at the tactical display. "How is this possible? They're nothing but primitives," he shouted. "Admiral, their technology. It's far beyond what we expected," one of his officers stammered. Koss snarled, slamming his fist onto the console. "Send in the heavy assault ships. We'll crush them with sheer numbers." But as the heavier Imperial ships advanced, Earth's defenses adapted. The Aegis shield grew stronger, drawing energy from Earth's natural magnetic fields, and the drones, using a combination of artificial intelligence and human guidance, became even more precise. From the command center, Major Quinn sent a message to the Imperial fleet. Her face appeared on every screen aboard their ships. "This is Earth. We are not your prey. Turn back now or be destroyed." The Empire, so used to subjugating weaker species, was unprepared for humanity's strength. Their arrogance had blinded them to the fact that humans, with their endless curiosity and creativity, had developed technologies that could rival the greatest powers in the galaxy. As the battle intensified, Earth's forces remained relentless. Admiral Koss, refusing to admit defeat, pushed his fleet forward, but it was a futile effort. The Aegis shield was impenetrable, and the drones continued their assault with deadly precision. On Earth, Dr. Tate and his team were already working on the next phase of their plan. "We've shown them our defenses," he said. "Now it's time to strike back." From a hidden base deep beneath the ocean, a massive weapon emerged. It was a planetary ion cannon designed to harness the power of Earth's atmosphere to deliver a devastating blow. The weapon, codenamed Poseidon, was Earth's ultimate response to any galactic threat. Major Quinn received the signal from Dr. Tate. "Poseidon is ready." Without hesitation, she gave the order, "Fire." A beam of pure energy shot from Earth's surface, tearing through space with unimaginable speed. It struck the heart of the Imperial fleet, obliterating ship after ship. In moments, the once mighty fleet was reduced to debris, floating aimlessly in the void. The battle was over, but its impact resonated across the galaxy. News of the Empire's defeat at the hands of Earth spread like wildfire. In every corner of the known universe, where whispers of the Empire's might once instilled fear, stories of humanity's defiance began to emerge. Broadcasts filled with footage of the final moments of the battle, Imperial ships disintegrating under the onslaught of Earth's defenses, played in taverns, marketplaces, and council chambers alike. Species that had once cowered in the shadows of the Empire began to see humanity in a new light, not as conquerors, but as protectors of the weak and advocates for freedom. Major Elara Quinn stood on the observation deck of the Earth Defense Command Center, gazing out at the vast expanse of stars that dotted the black canvas of space. The silence was profound, punctuated only by the gentle hum of the station's systems. The victory had been hard won, yet the reality of their achievement felt almost surreal. "We've shown them what humanity is capable of," she said softly, her voice filled with a mixture of pride and contemplation. Dr. Liam Tate, standing beside her, nodded, his eyes reflecting the starlight. "And we've proven that we won't back down, no matter the odds." There was a gravity to his words, a weight that spoke to the sacrifices made in the name of survival. He turned to face her, his expression serious. "But we need to think about what comes next. This victory is just the beginning. We can't afford to let our guard down." Elara turned back to the view, where the remnants of the Imperial fleet floated like debris, a reminder of the conflict they had just endured. "You're right," she replied. "This victory sends a message, but it also paints a target on our backs. We must be prepared for retaliation, not just from the Empire, but from anyone who sees us as a threat." The weight of their victory was bittersweet. In the silence, they both felt the echoes of their fallen comrades, the sacrifices made by those who had fought valiantly to protect their home. Elara thought of the faces of her crew, those who had bravely manned the stations and piloted the drones. Each loss was a wound that would take time to heal. "We owe it to them to keep fighting for a brighter future," she said, her voice steady. "We must build alliances with other species, ensure that they understand we're not the enemy. We have to redefine how the galaxy views humanity." Dr. Tate's brow furrowed as he considered the implications of her words. What if we offered our technology to those who were oppressed? We could create a coalition of planets willing to stand against tyranny. We can be a beacon of hope for those who have lost everything. Elara turned to him, inspired by his vision. "That's exactly what we need to do. We have a chance to reshape the narrative, to show that we can be more than just a planet that survived. We can be a force for good in the galaxy." As they spoke, the stars outside seemed to shimmer brighter, almost as if they were responding to their renewed purpose. The battle had awakened something deep within them, a sense of unity and determination that transcended their individual struggles. Together, they could forge a path forward, one that would lead humanity into an era of cooperation and strength. Let's start reaching out to the other species we've encountered, Ilara suggested, her mind racing with possibilities. We can hold a summit, bring together those who are willing to stand with us. We have the technology, the will, and most importantly, the heart to lead. Dr. Tate grinned, a spark of excitement lighting his eyes. I'll begin drafting proposals for communication with key leaders. We can show them our Aegis technology, explain how it works, and how it can protect their worlds. As they discussed plans and possibilities, the observation deck filled with the bustling activity of their team. Engineers and strategists came and went, each one contributing to the atmosphere of hope and determination that hung in the air. The victory over the Empire was not merely an end, it was a beginning. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge, and against all odds, it had prevailed. But what mattered now was how they would carry this victory forward. Ilara felt a sense of resolve wash over her. They had endured the storm, and now it was time to build bridges, to extend hands to those who needed help, to forge a new path for the future. As the stars twinkled in the distance, Major Quinn and Dr. Tate turned back to their work, ready to lay the foundations for a new era, a future where humanity could shine not just as a survivor, but as a leader in a galaxy ripe for change. In the aftermath of the battle, Earth's leaders convened with representatives from across the galaxy in a grand assembly that took place in the newly established Galactic Coalition headquarters, a vast space station orbiting a neutral planet. Delegates from various species arrived, their ships filling the skies with colors and designs that reflected the diversity of the universe. The atmosphere buzzed with anticipation and uncertainty, for this was not just a meeting, it was a historic moment that would redefine the balance of power in the galaxy. The message was clear: Earth would not be controlled or threatened. Standing at the forefront of the delegation was President Maria Alvarez, her presence commanding and her resolve unwavering. As she addressed the assembly, her voice resonated with a mix of pride and determination. Today, we gather not just as representatives of our worlds, but as guardians of our collective freedom. We will not be pawns in a game played by the Galactic Empire or any other power that seeks to impose its will upon us. We are here to forge a new path. With her words, the collective tension in the room began to dissipate, replaced by a growing sense of camaraderie. The representatives listened intently as President Alvarez spoke of unity, cooperation, and the strength that comes from standing together against oppression. Humanity stands ready to extend its hand in friendship and cooperation to all who seek it, she continued. Let us build a coalition that celebrates our diversity, protects our freedoms, and champions our shared future. As the galaxy watched, Earth declared itself a sovereign power, not just in words but through its actions. The once mighty Galactic Empire, a looming shadow that had cast fear over countless worlds, was now a broken remnant, its power shattered by a species they had underestimated. This was not merely an assertion of independence. It was a statement that the tide had turned, and the age of fear was coming to an end. The representatives of the coalition began to voice their support, echoing President Alvarez's sentiments. Leaders from planets once oppressed by the Empire found themselves emboldened, rallying behind the promise of a new alliance. An Eldarian ambassador, known for her eloquence and insight, rose to speak. The bravery shown by humanity in this time of crisis has rekindled hope in our hearts. We, too, wish to join in this endeavor. Together, we can build a galaxy that thrives on mutual respect and shared prosperity. With each voice that joined the chorus of agreement, a new era began to take shape. The coalition formed around principles of democracy, mutual aid, and the protection of individual rights. Treaties were drafted, agreements made, and partnerships forged. Humanity, alongside its newfound allies, prepared to dismantle the remnants of the Empire's influence, offering support to those still under its thumb. As plans unfolded, Earth's scientists and engineers eagerly shared their advancements, such as the Aegis technology, with their allies. They demonstrated how it could protect planets from imperial threats, giving those previously living in fear the means to defend themselves. Collaborative efforts in technology, agriculture, and healthcare flourished, showcasing what could be achieved when diverse minds worked together toward a common goal. Back on Earth, life began to change. Schools introduced programs on intergalactic diplomacy and cultural studies, igniting a curiosity about the universe that surrounded them. Children learned not only about the struggles of their own history, but about the rich tapestry of cultures that made up the galaxy. The sense of pride that had emerged from their recent victories was now blended with a sense of responsibility to be good stewards of this newfound power. Meanwhile, Major Elara Quinn and Dr. Liam Tate spearheaded initiatives to establish interspecies exchanges, sending ambassadors and educators to other planets, allowing for a deeper understanding of their cultures and histories. They believed that empathy and knowledge were the foundations for lasting peace. As months turned into years, Earth transformed from a small, isolated world into a vibrant center of cooperation. The coalition thrived, and as it expanded, its influence began to reshape the galaxy. The former subjects of the Empire found their voices, rising to positions of leadership within the coalition, ensuring that every species had a seat at the table. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: Earth was no longer just a small, isolated planet. It had become a force to be reckoned with, a beacon of resilience, creativity, and strength in a universe full of challenges. As the stars twinkled overhead, humanity looked toward a horizon filled with possibilities, ready to embrace whatever lay ahead. In the heart of this new era, humanity learned a vital lesson: unity, understanding, and the willingness to stand for what is right can conquer even the most formidable of foes. The galaxy had witnessed their courage, and now, as they forged ahead together, they would create a legacy that would inspire generations to come. The dawn of a new age had arrived, and with it, hope for a brighter future for all. Years passed since the monumental victory against the Galactic Empire, and the galaxy had entered an era of unprecedented peace and collaboration. The Galactic Coalition flourished, its membership expanding to include countless worlds that had once lived in fear. The core values of cooperation and respect for sovereignty guided their interactions, transforming the political landscape of the galaxy. On Earth, President Maria Alvarez was celebrated as a pivotal figure in this transformation, yet she remained humble. She often reminded her people that the journey toward unity was just beginning. Her administration organized an annual intergalactic summit, where representatives from member planets gathered to celebrate their achievements and discuss challenges ahead. The last summit had been held on a lush green planet known as Varanthia, where the flora was as diverse as its inhabitants. As delegates mingled in the grand hall of the Coalition's newest headquarters, a magnificent structure made of shimmering materials sourced from various planets, President Alvarez took a moment to reflect. She watched as children from different species played together in the garden, their laughter echoing through the air. It was a sight that filled her heart with hope. These children, born into an era of peace, would grow up knowing a galaxy that embraced diversity rather than fearing it. Meanwhile, Major Elara Quinn and Dr. Liam Tate had continued their work in diplomacy and interspecies relations, establishing exchange programs that allowed citizens of different planets to experience each other's cultures firsthand. Their efforts had created a wave of understanding that swept across the coalition, fostering friendships that transcended species and distance. A new generation of leaders was emerging, shaped by the values of empathy and cooperation instilled by their predecessors. Back on Earth, schools thrived with programs dedicated to intergalactic studies, encouraging young minds to think beyond the stars. Curiosity flourished, and Earth was no longer isolated. It was a hub of innovation, art, and science. Humanity was eager to learn from its allies and share its own stories, forging connections that would last for eons. As the coalition grew, the remnants of the Empire faded into obscurity, their influence diminished. Former imperial planets began to heal, their citizens empowered to take control of their destinies. The coalition became a sanctuary for those seeking freedom, offering support to planets in transition. New alliances formed, each collaboration serving to strengthen the bonds of trust and friendship that had been established. In a quiet moment, President Alvarez stood at the observation deck of the coalition headquarters, gazing at the stars. Each twinkle represented a world that had joined the coalition, a testament to the power of unity in the face of adversity. "We have come so far," she murmured to herself, a smile breaking through her contemplative expression. "But our journey is only just beginning." A holographic display flickered to life beside her, showing a live feed of the summit. The audience was captivated as representatives shared stories of resilience, hope, and their dreams for the future. It was a celebration of their collective strength, a recognition that, despite their differences, they all sought the same thing: peace, prosperity, and understanding. In this moment, President Alvarez knew that humanity's place in the galaxy had transformed irrevocably. They were no longer seen as just a young species fighting for survival, but as vital contributors to a larger community. Together with their allies, they had become champions of a new era, one built on respect, collaboration, and the shared belief that all beings deserved the right to flourish. As the stars shone brightly in the vastness of space, a new chapter in the history of the galaxy began to unfold. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead, united in purpose, determined to ensure that the legacy of their victory would echo throughout the cosmos for generations to come. The future was bright, and for the first time, the galaxy felt truly alive with the promise of possibility.